Assalamu alaikum. Welcome, Sahib. Yes, I'm on.
Wa alaikum salam. Nanbay, I've made you co-host, so you should be able to share your screen now. And
Jazakallah. Jazakallah for the introduction, Zaid Sahib. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Thank you to all the brothers who have taken time out to be a part of this first workshop for the Ilm Rally. As mentioned before, we are in the coronavirus pandemic, so we thought that it would be a good opportunity to set up a workshop titled Finding Work During COVID-19. Many of us have been affected by the pandemic. We understand that the situation is a bit unclear, and perhaps we could be in this circumstance for the next little while. With recent announcements coming yesterday, even more perhaps of a lockdown. So what can we do in this situation? What tools and resources are available to us in order to stay ahead of the curve and make sure that we are putting ourselves in the best position to either find work or build ourselves up in terms of skill building and put ourselves in a position to be valuable to an organization, or ultimately perhaps even start our own business or our own practice. So if there are any questions during the presentation, feel free to use the chat feature, or there will be an opportunity at the end of the session for you to ask questions. So jumping right into the presentation here, first and foremost, we must understand the impact of the coronavirus and accept that things are changing. We are in what we now refer to as the new normal. And inshallah, with prayers, we will come back to how things were before, but there's no timeline and no guarantee on these things. So as Khudam, we have to prepare ourselves and put ourselves in a position to be successful. So just to look at a few numbers here, some facts of the job market. From when the first lockdown happened and around the time things started getting a bit serious around February, we've experienced 2 million plus jobs that have been lost. For a population of 40 million Canadians, that's a very significant number. And as it is right now, at that time, the unemployment rate was at around 13%. So we understand the severity of the situation, but let's look at the positive sides here. The lowest job rate loss was mid-April, which was just a couple of months after the original pandemic. The situation is improving. Just yesterday, a report given, an article in the Huffington Post mentioned that about 380,000 jobs were created in September alone, which has actually now brought the unemployment rate to about 9%. So what does this tell us? This tells us that there are jobs available. Companies are hiring and all is not lost. So here's the first way we can approach this situation is don't stop your job search. In fact, we need to double down and get more in depth into our job search and use all the resources which we'll discuss in this presentation that are available to us. So the first big thing to realize here is that companies are still hiring. There are multiple job boards. A job board is a platform that different companies use, a central location where they feature upcoming opportunities or current opportunities that they're hiring for. We'll just take the time out to just actually navigate to one of these said job forms. I personally like Indeed.com. So I can just show brothers here, whoever's on the call, just to see what type of opportunities are in fact out there. The Ilm Rally is being broadcast all across Canada. So there's Khudam in Western Canada, Eastern Canada, but a majority of our brothers reside here in the GTA. So I've preset Toronto as one of the places where I would imagine a lot of brothers would be looking. If there's anybody on the call who wants to give a suggestion for an industry to search, we can take those suggestions now. Accounting. Okay, so accounting looks like obviously a very common industry. A lot of brothers are either studying for or looking to get into. Now, here's the most amazing thing that I want to share. Just now, there's about 1,400 search results, and it's all these job postings were in the last 2 hours, which shows that within my 25-kilometer radius, there's about 1,400 companies that are hiring regularly. And this is just one industry. So I would implore all of my brothers who are looking for work to visit job boards like Monster, Indeed, Glassdoor, and LinkedIn we'll talk a bit more about later, and register and create a profile. So what happens is when you click on this job, and one other thing to highlight here, most job postings will say that you have the ability to work remotely, which is an amazing thing for anybody working from home. Many of us are at home while we're looking to either get a new job or transition into a different industry. You can set up your resume here on these sites and create a profile, which maybe takes about 5 to 6 minutes. And then they will give you custom tailored job advice specifically to your industry as it gets posted. So here you can really decide which industries you want to get notifications from. And inshallah, with this effort, you will not be without a job too long. The main thing here is it literally takes, once your resume is updated, maybe 2 minutes to apply for a job. So in this, just the span of this presentation alone, you could have applied for 60 jobs. So if you just do the math on that, inshallah, you know, at the end of the week, you could have applied for 300 jobs. And inshallah, with prayers, one of those will result in a potential interview. So moving along here, and this presentation will be shared with all the brothers on the call. There's a link in this presentation for the top job boards and resources to use for those brothers that are looking for jobs. We always can find relevant guidance from the Khulafa, and a very, very excellent quote here is given from Hazrat Muslim anhu on the matter, who stated that no one should ever remain idle in our nation. No one should ever remain inactive. Everyone should do hard work, learn skills, and when the need arises, should not feel dependent upon others. Yes, I understand there are the SERB payments. I understand that it's a very difficult situation, but we as Khuddam should implore all active resources available to us to make sure that we are not remaining idle and that we are doing everything that we can in our power to ensure that we are taking care of our families and finding work. Now, obviously, COVID had a very, very big impact on many industries. We know transportation industries were affected. We know food and beverage businesses were shut down. But what can we do as individuals who are affected by this? We should always consider temporary roles. We have to find a bridge in our resume between when we're looking for maybe a more career-focused opportunity if we can't find work. So just an article here referenced from Randstad, which is a very high-level recruiting firm in Canada, talked about the growing industries post-COVID that in fact saw a huge upswing in employment and opportunities available. So essential retail is a very common one and very easy to understand why that would be a trending industry. Banking and finance, telecommunications, we're having our Ilm Rally online. That itself will show you that things are shifting towards this direction. IT, which is a huge field, there's many, many opportunities, especially with a lot of organizations pushing to working from home environments now. So just something to get familiar with. And finally, public health and government hospitals, if we look at the reports, are overwhelmed. There's a lot of opportunities for nursing, doctors, medical equipment, staff, practitioners. So keep trying, keep looking, and keep yourself active in these job searches. So one big tool that I'm sure most people on this call are familiar with is LinkedIn. Gone are the days of going into an organization and presenting your resume. You are now digitally available to every company online. So we'll just take this time to just actually navigate over to LinkedIn and just to give you a brief idea of what type of things you can find. Perfect. Okay. So I will just actually open up my own LinkedIn profile just as an example. Here it lists all of your experience, all of your previous work history. It shows which industry you're looking to maybe find some more networks in. It shows how people have recommended you for roles that you've done. They've supported you, they've given you comments, and they have endorsed you for skills. So what I did, I used to work for RBC. Now, any sort of relevant RBC position, it's within my network online. So I know if there's jobs coming up, I know if there's my colleagues, how they're doing, which roles they've now transitioned into. So it's a very, very powerful tool. And I implore all my brothers to get onto LinkedIn and make it a core element of their online job applications. So just moving on here, I would also recommend that I know a few brothers that just actually reached out to me and my colleagues saying I'm looking for work because we are in their social circle. They sent me a message on WhatsApp and also connected with me on Twitter, etc. It's sometimes not what you know, but it's who you know. And a lot of times people are available to either give you a referral or maybe give you some guidance into their own organization. Perfect. So just moving on here. Now, inshallah, with all these resources, Allah has helped you find an actual job, or you have been selected as a potential candidate. So what's next? In this new era of things, we have to be very familiar with how we do video interviews. Video interviews are a lot different for a candidate because when you're in person, you get a better feeling and understanding of the environment that you'll be working for. You may be more comfortable, but online, you may be in your own home and you have to quickly just kind of deliver who you are to somebody online, just like we're having this opportunity right now. So get comfortable sitting in front of a camera, learn how to use technology. Just because you're at home, it doesn't mean you don't need to dress in professional attire. Wear the same clothes you would as if you were going in person for a job interview. Again, in this presentation, there is a YouTube link that would help you just go over small tips on what you should do if you have an interview and just small things that you may not consider big, but your employer is looking for. And again, this will be shared for all brothers. Now, I personally used the last 5 months to learn a lot. And I know that there've been a lot of brothers who've been affected by COVID, but let's look at the positive side of that. Never have we ever been given such a time where we have so much time to invest in ourselves. We have to be assets, not only from an employment perspective, but from a tabligh perspective, khudam, we were raised for the best of mankind. So how do we do that? We have to improve ourselves. So one amazing thing that you could do is to refine your skills. Over the course of the last 5 months, through Khidmat Institute, we ran about 10 to 15 courses, skill building courses, ranging from drop shipping, building a website from scratch on WordPress, graphic design, and the basics of like bookkeeping and accounting. And these were all given from professionals in these respective fields in Jamaat. And they are available for you to view free of charge at mkacdirectory.ca. So I implore everybody to visit that platform and take advantage of these courses and become an asset. Add it to your resume and put these things out there and tell people, look, now I'm proficient at building websites and I can help if you're a marketing major, maybe you can add to your repertoire of knowledge. One really amazing resource is udemy.com. So I'm not sure how many people are familiar with Udemy, but this is basically an online university. And here there's over 1,000 topics, much more than that you can become an expert in the matter of a couple of weeks for a fraction of the cost that you would have to take these courses. So as an example here, if somebody's familiar with the IT field, you can be prepared for a Scrum Master certification for only $25. And if you just click here, there's about 6.5 hours of content, 32 articles, etc., available for you at your fingertips. 6 hours in a week, you can prepare for a Scrum certification, add that to your resume, and eventually prepare for the PSM. So look online, go and look at job postings, see what the requirements are, see what people are looking for, and then arm yourself with those tools to put yourself in a position to be successful. Now, if your job search is not taking you anywhere and you've tried and you're really trying, maybe we should consider things from a different perspective. Why not start a business? Maybe this could be a part-time business. It doesn't have to be full-fledged right away, but those same skills that you're learning could be applied to yourself to earn a part-time income. Just talking to a few Khudam brothers, I know just recently a Khadim started a Facebook advertising agency. He had no prior knowledge, but he took a couple of courses, and now by the grace of Allah, he's making a decent income per month, just off of a skill that he learned online and applied to his own life. So there are a lot of resources that you can leverage for this. An example is platforms like Upwork.com and Fiverr.com. So what you can do is, I mean, we can go to Upwork just to show what it would look like. Say, for example, you're good at graphic design. There's a lot of people looking for graphics for their business, for their, maybe they're putting together a portfolio, and you can bid on jobs. So from the comfort of your own home, learn, develop a skill, and then you can apply them and maybe even make more money than you were making at your job. And who knows where Allah can take you after you start to refine your skills and get more and more in depth. Perfect. So understand, do an industry analysis and come up with a value proposition. Find where you fit in and how you can be of benefit. The biggest thing here is to become an asset. Whichever company wants to hire you, you should bring value to them. And there's all these resources just available at your fingertips that you can do so much in 1 week if you apply yourself to it. So from a Jamaat perspective, we do offer a few services. From the previous year, Majlis Khudam Lamia Canada did start a mentorship program centered around helping those Khudam that are either getting into just finishing their education and entering the workforce, or looking to find out which avenue to take. You can register for this mentorship program again at mkacdirectory.ca, the link that has already been shared. And we will partner you up with somebody who's an industry expert who can answer any of your questions, whether you're looking to become a lawyer, a doctor, an accountant, anything trade related, and perhaps even an opportunity to work as an intern at the company. We do have a university through Khidmat Institute where we offer courses regularly. If there is a course that you want to see or be a part of, please send an email to sot@khudam.ca and take advantage of the resources that are available to you. Again, do visit udemy.com after this presentation. Do a quick search, even search the industry that you're in and see which certifications you can add to your portfolio, to your resume, to eventually become even better at what you do. And then organizations have no choice but to choose you as the candidate they want to bring on board. And then finally, Jamaat actually launched, Majlis Khudam Lamia Canada did launch their own job board, which is careers.khudam.ca. So working very similar to how Indeed and Monster and these other organizations do, we source jobs from various companies in various industries, segregated by different industries, and we do regular postings here. So please frequent this website, make a profile so that anytime there's a related job to your field, it will be emailed and sent to you, so you can regularly be receiving these updates. And then if there are any other questions or any guidance needed or any recommendations on how the Department of Sanat at Tijarat can help you in your career search or to just help refine skills, please send us an email. Anybody on the call who has a suggestion or a question or anything they want to share? Lights up.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. I believe that that brings us to the end of the presentation.
Jazakallah for that, Adnan bhai. I'm hoping that some brothers will actually ask some questions, given these unprecedented times that we have. I'm sure that there are Khudam brothers who are looking for answers and guidance. So we'll just hang on here and just wait for Khudam brothers to hopefully join and ask questions. And in the meantime, we're also there is the mental health workshop, which is about to start on the other Zoom link. You can go to khudam.ca to get further details there. But if brothers are interested in the mental health discussion, then they should definitely log into that. And Shakil Mirza Sahib is ready to start.
So great. I think we have a question here from Dr. Tariq Sheikh Saab. Tariq Saab, is your mic on?
Assalamualaikum, Watun Sahib.
Walaikum assalam.
What's up? You guys are doing a wonderful job. I just wanted to touch on one thing that I know we discuss this all the time amongst each other. The transition right now, the shift towards technology, and the fact that if you have a business and it is going downhill for whatever reason, maybe it's because you need online presence, you need to sort of shift into a different way of doing businesses. Maybe if customers aren't coming to you, maybe you need to get to them. There's a huge transition taking place right now. Like if it wasn't for COVID, we would be seeing a lot of the shift that we're seeing today in 2025, but it's happened now. So this is why, and I think people need to know this, because this is what's happening in the stock market too, and some people don't realize this, that we've just moved so fast. Some of these companies have rapidly they've done revenues that they would have in 5-6 years right now in 2-3 months. And the bigger guys out there, they've realized this, and this is where we need to move at that same pace to sort of catch up and not give up on whatever we do believe in.
Jazakallah. I think this is a great point. I agree with Tariq Saab that yes, the coronavirus was unprecedented, but it actually pushed things forward that were going to happen naturally. I think lots of organizations may not go back to a brick and mortar office space. I think they've understood the value of keeping their costs low and working from home, which just kind of shows you that even lifestyle changes are happening. It'll be less work focused, less travel, more time to start your day earlier and focus on your job, and maybe perhaps finish sooner and save that travel time and then invest in different things. So the landscape is definitely changing. I think the resources that we shared, like Udemy, Upwork, Fiverr, and these resources are very, very beneficial and helpful to help in these matters. And then also, you should do industry analysis. Just as Tariq Saab mentioned, if you just look at, even from a very elementary level, the way the stock market is performing, it'll tell you which industries are growing and which industries are dying down. Technology stocks are going up. Working like these apps, like online drop shipping companies, their value is going up. Tesla, these type of companies that are kind of the first movers on technology and how things are changing, it would be smart to align your industry goals and your education with those. So Jazakallah for the very good point there, Tariq Saab. Is there anybody else who has a question or suggestion, or maybe something that they want to share for the benefit of other brothers? Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, Salal Jaza. So again, my dear brothers, Khudam and Atfal, what's on this particular Zoom channel, what's going to happen is momentarily, inshallah ta'ala, we'll have our other presenter join, and we'll have a workshop around the topic of marriage. In the meantime, we'll again be quiet here. We'll wait. If there is anyone who has any questions, and that Mangla Sahib is here for regarding to any work that the Sanat Tijarat department can help with, or a topic around work, setting up a business, and all that sort of stuff. We're more than happy to take your questions right now, and then inshallah ta'ala in about 15 minutes or so. The topic of marriage, it'll be a workshop on that on this same Zoom channel. And then if you go to khudam.ca, there is a mental health discussion, which is about to start or might have already started. You can get the Zoom details from khudam.ca. And for those brothers who are interested, please do log into that Zoom session. And then inshallah ta'ala, towards the end, the last workshop that we'll have today around 12:30 or somewhere there is basically on fitness, on how to stay fit during, again, the times that we have right now. Again, just yesterday, the Premier, Doug Ford, announced that the gyms in Toronto area are to be closed. So how do you stay fit when the gyms are closed, or other facilities that brothers were using beforehand to go and exercise? So we'll have our brother Daud Sahib, who will actually try to provide a few tips how you can actually keep fit at home, and I'll be keenly listening into that as well.
Zaid Saab, can I just kind of share one of the other exciting initiatives that we have started for Sanat Department?
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Okay, amazing. So I did make a few references to this project on the call, but those brothers that are interested, they can go to mkacdirectory.ca. This directory was launched towards the beginning of the year, earlier back. And the idea was to kind of have a central location where you as an MD business owner can register your business free of cost and also find a business. So we have about, I believe, 70 submissions so far. And we are looking to grow this platform. This should be the central platform for anybody who's looking for a counterpart in their business. If they're in the trades, if they are in construction, if they need some plumbing help, if they need some electrician, or if you're looking for an accountant, you can come to this page, create a profile, register your business, and you will get access to a backend platform which can help you to even update your working hours, share with people where you're located, what type of services you offer, if you have any sales, if you have any promotions, or if you're looking to hire. And then on this same website, eventually this platform will also become a way for you to advertise your business, which is something that's really exciting for MD businesses to get more exposure. And then I know a lot of brothers on this call or who are taking part of the IM rally may be newcomers to Canada. So also the Department of Sanat Tijarat has put together a newcomers package. We are making some additions to this with the current COVID crisis. There are some more resources available, but this is a very, very in-depth document created to give you a work through or a workflow of how to, what to do when you get here and when you're looking to get settled. So very detailed on how to obtain a PR card, getting a health card, basic banking and financial aid information, a focus on employment info and resources, and then housing information. So please feel free to navigate to mkacdirectory.ca. Again, all these files have been shared and they will be shared again for the interest of brothers. And then again, as mentioned, as alluded to earlier on in the presentation, you can even register to become a mentor. If you are an industry expert, if you have experience, you want to help people, then we need your help. We want to use you as a resource for thousands of Khudam that are looking for guidance. So please do come over to this page, navigate to the mentorship section, become a mentor. Your information will be sent to Markaz and we will be in touch with you and look to connect you with people who are looking to get guidance, career guidance. Alternatively, if you want to find a mentor, you can also fill this information out, and Jamaat will put you in touch with somebody in your industry who is willing and able to help you. Jazakallah.